I will recognize members in the order of seniority, alternating between majority and minority. Members are reminded to unmute themselves for when recognized for questioning, and to then mute themselves once they've finished speaking, and to leave their cameras on so they may be visible to the chair. The chair now recognizes for 5 minutes the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Ranking Member, and let me express my appreciation very quickly to all of the men and women represented before us and all of your teams and the entire team that have provided us with a safe journey post 9/11 as it relates to international threats coming to the United States. We have not had that kind of attack. My time is short, and I'd appreciate your quick response. To Director Abizad, can you provide me with the interaction and the potential of a new ally and friend or an expanded ally and friend with Pakistan in light of the circumstances with Afghanistan and the potential rise of ISIS? Are we looking to use assets and collaborate as relates to domestic security? And my time is short. Would you give me a brief answer, please?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Pakistan has been a longtime CT partner. It is a complicated partner given some of the dynamics in the region, but we will absolutely look to collaborate with them on CT, whether emanating from Afghanistan, Pakistan, or elsewhere in the region, consistent with our shared interests.
Thank you. You've been eloquent, Director Wray, on advising us about domestic terrorism. I would like to get in writing again the protocols that you put in place post the January 6th very devastating insurrection attack against democracy, and I'd prefer to have that in writing to the committee and directed to me as well. Let me indicate that many of us know that your responsibilities for national security is large. And so as I think of Ali Rasman, Simone Biles, Michaela Maroney, and Maggie Nichols, they deserve the protection of the United States and the attention of the FBI. I know that you provided an apology, but as well, I also noted in the testimony of these young women, Simone Biles from Texas, all of them contributing to the national pride, if you will, throughout their lives, indicated that they had seen no prosecutions, no extensive investigations. My time is short and I have questions for the Secretary. What is your singular comment about moving forward on further investigations of agents who ignored these young women and caused additional harm and violence against them and other athletes?
So thank you for the question. As I said last week, I consider what happened, or what more importantly did not happen back in 2015 at the FBI to be totally unacceptable. And I am deeply sorry on behalf of the entire FBI for what happened there. We have fired the one individual featured prominently in the report that we could fire. As far as prosecutions go, sorry, it's just a second, please. As far as prosecutions go, as you may know, that's really the responsibility of the Department of Justice, not the FBI. We have done what we have the power to do. So I would refer you really to the department on the latter part.
Thank you. Will you be presenting a case or information to the DOJ for them to go further?
Well, on that issue, the Inspector General, as you may know, took over the investigation. So it's really a conversation between the Inspector General and the Justice Department. If we can be helpful in that regard, and that's appropriate, we'd be happy to do that.
Thank you so very much. I'll pursue that. Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for your heart and as well your commitment to serving the United States. I think the narrative about immigration is so wrong. First of all, the southern border is 1,954 miles. It is not out of control. Thank you to those who are protecting it. I have many people who acknowledge that. They quickly raised the point that we should refrain from these kinds of accusatory attacks against migrants. We are a nation of laws and immigrants. And so let me first of all raise the question of the terrible scenes that are all over the internet now, and also the mockery of Haitians who are taking water or washing in the water. First of all, how much did race play a part in these actions? Are you looking into that as well? And also, have you considered this Trump relic of Title 42, not eliminating, but a suspension of it, in light of the fact that Haitians have been determined to be no national security threat? There are Haitians in my district right now, migrants who have come from NGOs on the border. We welcome them. I will be visiting them over the weekend. But I want to know how we can do better in this particular instance. You've answered all the other questions of asylum opportunities, the opportunities for them to be taken by sponsors or family members, which they have. We can do better. I know you want to do better. Can you give me those answers? Thank you.
Congresswoman, thank you very much. The investigation is going to be all encompassing. We're not going to cut a single corner or compromise any element of thoroughness. It will be a sweeping investigation, number one. Number two, with respect to Title 42 and its exercise, that is an authority of the Centers for Disease Control. It is not a matter of immigration policy. It is a matter of public health policy driven by the situation of COVID-19 and where the trajectory of that pandemic is. It is based on the data that CDC analyzes, and it is a CDC order that determines the applicability of the Title 42 authority.
Gentlelady's time has expired.